Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well, that you're all having an incredible day. To start things off, Bitcoin has been able to firmly extend the momentum that was first incurred when it rebounded from the multi-week lows of $8,100. The benchmark cryptocurrency now appears to be well positioned to see further upside in the days and weeks ahead, as it has stabilized within the mid $9,000 region following a slight overnight rejection. Analysts are now noting that all signs are pointing towards an imminent visit to its yearly highs of 10,500 US dollars. If Bitcoin is able to break above this level, it could soon see an explosive movement that sends it surging significantly higher. A possibility that one trader thinks will soon come to fruition. At the time of writing, Bitcoin is trading just around 6% at its current price of 9,600, marking a notable climb from daily lows or other daily lows of roughly around 8,800 US dollars. Bitcoin had previously been hovering around $9,000 for an extended period of time, and analysts had noted that the resistance it faced within the lower $9,000 region could have proven to be insurmountable. So, also tying directly into that same exact thing we were talking about, the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index rose more than 720 points from its day's low yesterday. Bitcoin seems to be breaking with the Dow. Bitcoin to the US dollar declined as fast as the Dow's rise. Earlier yesterday, Bitcoin was steady over the $9,800 mark. Who wrote that's terrible. That's a really weird image. It appears as if Bitcoin to US dollars was on its way to touching the coveted 10,000 US dollar mark. However, Bitcoin not only lost its momentum, but it also fell below the crucial support. Investors who rushed towards investments in Bitcoin and other Bitcoin US dollar cross $10,000 would have suffered the worst of blows. So what happened was, and once again, the internet is a very fascinating place because things can happen and then other things happen and then those things that happened don't end up happening anymore. What am I talking about? Well, a lot of articles were coming out around 8, 9, 10 hours ago, give or take, so around that time frame, talking about that Bitcoin, and it still does, mind you, look like it is going to try to retest 10,000 US dollars within the next couple of, it could be a day, it could be hours, it could be a week. We all know how Bitcoin works. It's confusing. The other part is, at some point during the evening, prices dropped. And those of you not looking at the screen, it says Bitcoin enters massive sell-off, bears regain control. As you might have expected, what always happens every single time there is a massive drop? Who do I always say caused it? It's not the bears, it's the other big animal. You can see right here around 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, somewhere around that time frame. By the time we got to around 3:52 in the morning, there was a huge drop. Kind of odd that is a straight down drop, which means that this was probably a premeditated sell-off by a number of whales within the cryptocurrency space, trying to probably not only keep prices down, which I mean they also managed to do for a while, keep prices down and probably accumulate more around this point, because it only took around a good 4 hours for us to drop from 9,700 to 9,400, which I assume a lot of accumulation was happening here. And then lo and behold, just a couple of hours later, we were only around a good $60, $70, $80 from where we previously were before. Yeah, it's nothing about bears being in control. It has more so to do with people trying to massively accumulate. The last couple of weeks have been very significant within the cryptocurrency space, not only keeping Bitcoin's halving aside, which is an entirely different discussion in and of itself, the idea that we have so many institutional players and very rich hedge fund billionaires now openly talking about how much they love Bitcoin, how much they love cryptocurrencies, and how they think that Bitcoin is a good bet against the US dollar. I assume there has been a huge ramp up in the amount of people who are accumulating, trying to accumulate, whale accumulating, smashing down prices and trying to gobble it all back up, especially with the news that we keep getting that there are more and more people in the cryptocurrency space. Coinbase, Binance, Binance all have new records when it comes to people signing up for their platform. So I would assume that before an article that says bears regained control, because there was no real control gaining. Like if we were in a constant downtrend over the course of a 7 to 10 day period, I would go, okay, well, clearly some animal has its claws in the market. But when you move up, when you move back up over the course of a 3-hour period, that's not really a bear control, it's a whale movement. Anyway, currently Bitcoin is, I mean, like I told you, we would have some insane volatility over the next couple of days after the halving. This is going to continue for a while until we end up getting over a certain point and or the coveted $10,500 per Bitcoin, which at this moment doesn't seem unbelievable. I see no real reason as to why, especially with the fundamentals and the amount of people who are in the market, why we could not seemingly go higher. It could also be that at this point there was something that was flashing on the screen, which should have maybe sent us up higher in price, and the whales were like, no, let's keep it lower. At some point, supply and demand is going to hyper kick in, and it will be impossible to push Bitcoin's price lower than 10,000, but we'll get there eventually. The point is, yeah, there was a crash, but not really a crash. It was a whale splash. Anyway, that's the Bitcoin price, cryptocurrency market whale news. And let's move on. Next up, a name that we haven't heard in about 14 centuries. Traders on Coinbase Pro will soon be able to buy and sell OmiseGO. The leading U.S. cryptocurrency exchange says it will begin allowing transfers or traders to transfer OMG to the exchange on Monday. Trading will begin shortly thereafter. The announcement triggered a 25% rise in the price of OmiseGO, which is currently trading at around 95 cents. According to the price aggregator CoinMarketCap, OMG was created by the payment services company Omise. Its ultimate goal is to help the unbanked manage their capital using a decentralized wallet and near instant transfer speeds. Coinbase has not yet revealed whether OmiseGO will launch on its standard trading platform in addition to Coinbase Pro. Coinbase and Coinbase Pro began ramping up the number of altcoins available for trading in 2018. At the time of publishing, Coinbase supports 21 cryptocurrencies, while Coinbase Pro supports 27 different cryptocurrencies. I'm going to assume, as we've seen relatively before in the past, prediction time, Coinbase Pro is going to add OmiseGO, and then about a good 7-8 days later, we will probably receive news from Coinbase that they're also going to be adding OmiseGO, with the stipulation that it will probably not be available for either the entirety of the US or the entirety of the US except for New York. That's just how things go because of the bit license. Yeah, it is very odd. Here's the actual blog post. Yeah, blog post. blog.coinbase.com. It says OmiseGO is launching on Coinbase Pro Monday, 18th May. Transfer OMG into your Coinbase account ahead of trading. Support for OMG will be available in all support for OMG will be available in all Coinbase's supported jurisdictions, with the exception of New York State. That's just how things go. Yeah, let's see what actually ends up happening. I saw when this announcement took place, maybe about 2 or 3 hours after, and I saw that OMG was up by around 19%. It's nice to hear the name OmiseGO. They had very close ties to the people from Ethereum. But when Ethereum stopped giving news over that 6-month period, the people from OmiseGO also did so, but the people from OmiseGO also mentioned that they don't like to give out news because they don't want to overhype anything that they're doing. They were also helping the people from Ethereum work on Plasma, which is also now transitioned into something else, and Plasma is also trying to make another coin, not the actual Plasma token, but another Plasma thingy. Anyway, yeah, OmiseGO is going to be on Coinbase Pro. How wonderful for that. It is... I'm shocked Coinbase and Coinbase Pro don't have extra coins, but I assume they're trying to tiptoe as best they can around the regulations. Anyway, yeah, pretty good news. And let's move on. In my favorite news story of the day, Craig Wright's nefarious plot to crash Bitcoin during its block reward halving failed to materialize. His plan, set out more than 6 months ago, threatened to bring the network to its knees. I know it's knees. But if anything, the halving was too uneventful. The self-proclaimed Satoshi Nakamoto had laid out a multi-step plan to attack Bitcoin during the halving, which involves selling a large volume of Bitcoin for US dollars and matching the sale with a 10x leverage short. Wow. Wright wrote on a Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's Vision focused Slack channel, I plan to sell a large volume of Bitcoin for US dollars. This will occur on a single exchange as a rolling iceberg order followed by significant orders of other exchanges, adding, it is expected that the value will drop significantly and will be matched by a 10x leverage short. The problem is, and bear with me on this one, in order to sell a large volume of Bitcoin, you have to actually have those Bitcoin. If you don't have the Bitcoin, you can't sell them. Wright professed his intention to simultaneously launch a 51% attack on the Bitcoin network, very optimistic. This is where a mining farm has so much power that it takes control over the network, and is able to censor transactions and temporarily reverse them. Wow. Such an attack is exceedingly difficult and very expensive to do. Messari estimates it would cost around $500,000 an hour to do. Wright's plan involved only mining blocks containing his own transactions, as well as SegWit transactions. SegWit is a proffered solution to the Bitcoin scaling problem, where transaction capacity is effectively increased from 1 megabyte to 4 megabytes by splitting transaction data into two parts. SegWit was implemented on Bitcoin in 2017, but it wasn't embraced as the Bitcoin scaling solution by everyone. And I dare say this is part of the news I missed, but I missed it on purpose because I like for time to go by. Because what ends up happening is, and this isn't for everyone, sometimes I will say what's happening in the news and people will get a little, the word isn't riled up. I think fear takes hold of people, and a lot of people, for some reason, I don't know how many times you have to have this man lie to you to realize that he's not Satoshi Nakamoto. But sometimes people hear what he says and they get fearful and they sell off their coins and anticipate. I've seen the comment section before. I can't believe 6 months ago I sold off my Bitcoin because Craig Wright said so-and-so. So I made sure to wait because, just in case, maybe the attack was well formulated and well planned and therefore it would take a couple of days to execute. However, this is about the 15th time that this has happened. For those of you in the comment section who keep telling me to not talk about Craig Wright or not talk about Warren Buffett or not talk about Peter Schiff, I do it for a reason because I hope to, in part, educate people, to let people know if someone is doing something or says that they're going to do something and then never actually ends up happening. I like to let people know. If Craig Wright indeed had been able to execute a 51% attack and only had mined his own blocks, I would go, wow, that is something. But I knew in my heart that it was not going to happen because if you've been paying attention to his entire lawsuit news that's been going on, he's broke. So there's not really much money. I mean, you can't sell off what you don't have. I own about a good 15 blocks of real estate in New York, and I'm planning on selling it off tomorrow. Oh, wait, I don't. Therefore, I can't do that. Anyway, that's the Craig Wright news. So if you still believe he's Satoshi Nakamoto and has 1 million Bitcoin, it's time to get some help. Open your eyes, man. Anyway, that's that news. And let's move on. Next up, Bitcoin may have performed extremely well over the past 2 months, rallying over 100% from the March lows. But analysts say the asset's rally is far from over. Speaking to Bloomberg on Monday, a leading industry chief executive argued that the price of Bitcoin is still on a trajectory to rally by over 400% by the end of this year, proposing a target of 50,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. In a Monday interview on Bloomberg Markets European Open, the chief executive of crypto startup Nexo, Antony Trenchev, asserted that he is convinced that Bitcoin's long-term outlook remains decisively bullish. This comes in spite of the fears of a long-term downturn in the stock market and the broader economy. Crypto's not tied to those. Crypto is untied to these things, and we've seen before, except for this year because whales are whaling. When other markets do bad, Bitcoin do good. When other governments fall, Bitcoin goes up. And that's how it kind of goes. Explaining his $50,000 by the end of the year price prediction, Trenchev explained that with a perfect confluence of Bitcoin's block reward halving, while central banks increase the supply of money around the world, Bitcoin's value proposition is getting a huge boost. And then they also talk about Paul Tudor Jones, who is like the man of the month. For some reason, everyone keeps mentioning Paul Tudor Jones, saying how much he likes Bitcoin and has jumped into the Bitcoin pool, which also means there's a lot of money, extra money sloshing around in the background. Yeah, we are getting a lot of, I guess maybe it's price prediction season. We now have anywhere from the end of this year, 20,000. I think 20,000 is the lowest that I've seen for this year as far as like price wise. I think that's, I don't remember seeing any crazy like 5,000. I'm glad all those people have been washed away. We haven't seen any 5,000. We haven't seen any 15,000. We haven't even seen any like 12, 13,000 maximum by the end of this year. The lowest number we've seen has been $20,000 by the end of this year. The craziest being the McAfee million. And also now we have a price target of around 50,000. I, once again, see no reason why we should not be above 10,000. I also think it is entirely plausible if just based off of hype in 2017, and now we have actual usage of the asset in 2020, that we shouldn't see a rise above $18,999.94. Why not at this point? It would also cause a massive pump in every single coin's price. If we end up getting I think the number many analysts are looking for is that 14,000 that we hit last year. If we end up hitting 14,001 and continue up, the altcoins are going to completely lose their minds. And that, I think, is going to be the moment when we start to have, that's me, you, and I, us, have really strong discussions as to if we should be cashing out of the market, as far as, because we're going to see a hype cycle. It's just how every single market does this. It's not just crypto. We're going to see a huge shoot up in prices, and that's going to be the point where I will start sharing some of my altcoin numbers with you as to when I'm going to be cashing out of multiple altcoins, simply because, you know, real estate. Anyway, that's news, and let's move on. Next up, Logic Beach, an instrumental, non-verbal, techie-sounding music group, recently released a new album with Bitcoin hidden inside of its walls. Listeners are now working to find the 12-word seed phrase for the wallet holding the Bitcoin. They said, I have hidden the seed to a wallet containing, it says anywhere from, I guess, 2 to 3 million Satoshi inside of my latest album, Logic Beach, posted on a 12th of May Reddit thread on our Reddit, adding, Bifurcations by Logic Beach is a lo-fi synth glitch experimental project I put together to celebrate the halving. And to have a bit of fun, you will need the lossless version of the song to solve this thing. And then you can seemingly download it there as well. This is not the first time this has happened. I wonder if anyone who actually listens to this has actually tried any of these treasure hunts. There was one last year where there was a French artist somewhere in Paris. I think he hit a QR code somewhere. And if you found that QR code, I think it contained half of Bitcoin. What was the other one? These happen multiple times during the year. A lot of people have these like puzzles online, or they have like things you can solve. And yeah, I mean, it's in a way free money. So yeah, I mean, this is not me. I don't know the person who made this. I am not sponsored by them. It's more of a, if you have time to listen to a song and make 2 to 3 million Satoshi, why not? Anyway, yeah, that's the treasure hunt news for Bitcoin today. And let's move on. And to finish things off, the Bitcoin community, as it were, has removed $200 million worth of Bitcoin from exchanges the first day after the asset, after the asset's halving. Following the network's third halving, users removed 23,540 BTC from online exchanges, The move highlights the community's increased confidence in the asset. The move also continues the trend of Bitcoin investors moving their coins into wallets they control and away from major centralized exchanges. In the 2 months since the 13th of March event, the total number of Bitcoin in exchange wallets dropped from 2.63 million to 2.33 million BTC. The move away from exchanges has been long advocated by many Bitcoin experts and enthusiasts. The trend is encouraged by the not your keys, not your Bitcoin movement, which means that if you store your coins on an exchange or with third-party custodians, they have no guarantee of their ownership. People moving away, or people moving Bitcoin away from exchanges is taken as a sign of confidence in the asset and is considered a bullish factor for the asset's price movement. I myself don't consider it a sign of I mean, it could very well be a sign of confidence in that people may have in Bitcoin. I think it is a I'm going to call it a realistic paranoia, if you kind of want to give it that words, because we are seeing an increased amount of, I am at least, amount of people who are complaining they can't get their money off of cryptocurrency exchanges. This is happening to cryptocurrency exchanges. We know that all the crypto exchanges now have banking licenses, which I've mentioned many other times before. But also, just logically, if people are having trouble taking off their cryptocurrencies now at current prices, imagine if we do see a $50,000 Bitcoin and you want to take that money off, or you want to separate it, you want to put it onto ledgers, and then you can't. And it's all these little things that kind of add up. But I mean, also just realistically, I mentioned before, this is not explicit advice, but I was saying I think it is a good idea to hedge your bets. It doesn't make any sense. Imagine if you had $1 million and you put all of it under your bed. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but if you put 100,000 here, 100,000 there, 100,000 there, you'd be a bit safer. So I have mentioned many other times before, it is quite smart if you separate your crypto assets onto different ledgers, different places, spaces. Either put one with a friend you know and love, put one in your mother's handbasket, somewhere that these things can be safe and they're not all in the exact same place, because it's just not smart to have all your eggs in one basket. But that is actually $200 million in the first day after the halving is a little intense. Anyway, yeah, that's news. I find stuff like this very fascinating, especially when we get into the conversation of being able to custody and own your own crypto, because I have a feeling, especially with all the circuit breakers and stuff going on, we are going to have a very interesting price movement up time. Not only will markets be flooded by transactions, cryptocurrency exchanges are going to be pulling the plug or circuit breaking. We're going to have an increased amount of slowdown in transactions on Bitcoin. It's going to be a complete mess. So make sure you're prepared. Why did I say that? Anyway, let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunbot University, Utopia 569, Yasha Harari, Moonman High, XRP, The Pothead, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyer, Chongololo, Tsongololo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Mohan Maroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Crypto Joe, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Nicholas from Earth, One Piece, One Love, Damien Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Manja, Lavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller his chest every day, and Kyle skips leg day. Stop doing that. Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, ArfMedic17, Bake Me a Cake. I want a cake. Tigger and Machonisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crayola Michelle, URL, and hold on, I have to sneeze. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel by clicking the little join button below. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the new channel. I do appreciate the support. And thank you to everyone who is a clicker of affiliate links. I love you all. It sounded weird, but it is what it is. At the moment, scrolling back up, Bitcoin is currently at 96.23. It's down, but not down. It's currently down by 0.84%. When I started the video, it was up by, I think, 2%. I mean, these fluctuations are going to continue. So just be prepared. If you are a day trader, you are probably raking in the dough right now. These are the kind of fluctuations you want to see, and even more so in the other chart that I was showing you. This is the 24-hour chart. If you can really zoom in, I mean, 24 is as far as you can go. If you zoom into like the actual like hour movements, the money to be made, especially on 1 to 2% swing trades, has to be absolutely glorious. So I'm sure the day traders out there are loving all of these fluctuations. At the moment, EOS is up. No EOS news that I was able to see at the moment, but who could be anything. Where is the other? Let's see. Where are you? Oh, okay. Oh, go. Ooh, okay. OmiseGO is up by 31%. Good for OmiseGO. I saw this, and then I saw this, but I wasn't expecting all of this. It's a good job, OmiseGO. It's nice to have it once again in the news. We'll see exactly where this all goes. I would like, in a perfect world, that OmiseGO is being added to Coinbase Pro, or Coinbase in general, because the Coinbase team maybe had a discussion with the people from OmiseGO and were like, hey, we're going to be launching relatively soon, or this is going to be ending up happening. Because OmiseGO is also one of the projects that we heard would be officially launching sometime in the end of 2018, if not the beginning of 2019, and it did not end up happening. But lo and behold, every other coin was in the same exact gigantic boat of lateness, dare I say. Anyway, good job, OmiseGO. I was expecting it to be lower. I wasn't even expecting it to be in the top 50. Very good for them. I do hope that you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. I'm off to the second channel, have a lot of work to do. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.